One of my greatest fears is something that I think might be inevitable as death. I sometimes read about Hermeticism and astrological magic. In this same old ancient story about the old clinging on as long as possible, supremacy, cosmic supremacy, Uranus, Kronos, and then Zeus. And this fear that comes to me is not necessarily the fear of death or relinquishing of power, because I don't have any of that. It's the fear that I will become the boomer. Because the boomer, most of the boomers, but the archetype of the boomer is this uninspiring, unimaginative, dull, abandoner of identity, and corpse of a crude and profane ideology. The boomer relinquished his spirituality. Now, sure, you've got the monotheistic boomer that goes to church and believes in a God. But you don't, the truth is that most of them believe in those things out of fear or gain or both. That's why. It's all about gain. And do you want to know what troubles me? Is that in the past, I never really did care much for wealth. I thought people who were obsessed with the pursuit and acquisition of revenue were boring people, because I'm not particularly hedonistic. I like music. I like meat. I like video games. I like the hot tub. I like poetry. I like art. I like strength. And I like beauty. Not much more than that. Not that I can think of at the top of my head. I don't need to be lavished with praise. I don't need some big house or castle or stately position. You'd probably guess otherwise because of this video that I'm making. Obviously, like any other normal human being, I enjoy some semblance of attention or approval, but at the end of the day, not as much as some other people. And my fear is that I am falling into this cycle where I am becoming the boomer. Because do you know what I enjoy now? Money. I like the acquisition of money. And I think it's because I think if I get enough of it, that I can hopefully, maybe, have the closest thing to freedom as possible in a world where the boomer mentality reigns, and I desperately want it to die. The boomer mentality is the mentality of self-importance, and not the mentality of someone that wants to be something bigger than themselves. It is a mentality of rigid structure, subservience, and it sickens me. And it's all for the sake of profit. When they're gone, and I'm not saying all of them are bad and deserve to be gone, but that archetype, when they're gone, and the extraordinary Gen Z takes the reins of things, and it will be interesting. My only hope is that my generation, as if it already hasn't to a fucking degree, my only hope is that we don't become what I would call Saturnized. But, fortunately, I think as long as I keep going to places like this, I should be able to stop myself. Wish me luck.